in the 20-metre zone of the West Tigers. Some of their options haven't been great. Neither has the Tigers, but the Tigers look the more capable of scoring.
Look at that! Some Marshall magic. Now he claps it on.
Well, he's saying that the tackle was complete. Look at this from Benji Marshall. This is what makes him so special. Players react when they watch the football. They need to watch the body of Benji Marshall.
Benji Marshall looking to see what is he going to do. Those Melbourne players are offside, so Marshall through a gap. Here comes Slater, away from Billy Slater. Where's Takiri, the flick pass from Brown. Now Louis, over the top. Marshall to the corner. That is the West Tigers at their brilliant best. And Benji Marshall doing only what Benji Marshall can.
On the outside there, Marshall found again. Just look at him go, the speed to back yourself here. It's wonderful. Knowing it's the last tackle, he can't get caught with it. I thought he'd go all the way without passing it. Robert Louis gets there, basketball pass over, and Marshall into the corner. Wonderful, wonderful West Tigers try.
Acting hard, goes to the right side. Good cutout ball to Raceford. Pass behind Ryan. He keeps it on the toe. Marshall is there, gets the bounce and scores the try. Hoffman's knocked it off. Marshall's picked up. In fact, it's Farah. He's got Benji with him. Farah's racing away. Benji Marshall, can he link with him? Here goes Benji. They race. Marshall for the corner. He gets a hat-trick and the West Tigers win in the sunshine at Leichhardt on a simply sensational Sunday afternoon.
And the ball was played fairly sloppily. Here's Marshall again. Gets the ball away to Daniela. It was like a pass to Richards. Now it's Daniela tackled. He would anyway for Dugan. It's gone from Farah, gone to Louis on the drift. Back to the right side. Ball seemed to be touched. Hyndon did well. Marshall's got the ball. He's got Croker with him. Got rid of Croker. Throws the flick. Hyndon will score off of Marshall Perla.
The Dogs hanging on. Good ball to Marshall. Fulton was coming quickly. Marshall staying alive. Stepping! What a genius Benji Marshall is!
No right to score that, Benji. Plenty of Bulldogs in front of him. Kept stepping back on the inside, then banged off the right foot to find the space. 10, the best player in the game. What about that move he just put on Jake Foster?
Wait for the ball.
They are the master of set pieces. Let's see what they've got for us off this scrum.
Louis to Marshall. Marshall to Lawrence! And the Tigers are in first. Beautifully worked.
What hands. Have a look at this moment to attract the defence in. You can see him there just holding it.
And
He attracted Blake Ferguson to him and then offloaded to Chris Lawrence. That is pure magic from Benji Marshall.
Both sides of the ruck for the home side. Marshall. Benji Marshall. That is top shelf. Hoping he hasn't hurt that right foot as he goes for a 40-20. Does he get the bounce? You bet.
It's phenomenal.
So the West Tigers, Marshall, and still with Marshall. He's got 10 to go. Shut the gate. The best player in the world at the moment scores a solo classic.
South Sydney here, Marshall, the dummy, step back inside, another step, beats Isaac Luke, rushes Roy Asatasi, and has got the speed to score under the posts.
It's Farrell going back to Marshall. Oh, Marshall, no look, and Dwyer's over again.
The run, Chris Sando on his own line, the big number 11 in between, over the top, and that wraps it up.
Henderson, 10 away, Farah, they see something on the right side. Marshall's got the kick through, and Dwyer's there again. He has become his go-to man. Unity here for Canberra, so a couple of there's Orford, never had the football and was smashed and dropped it.
Go on it, boys. Oh, he just couldn't get hold of the football there, Matt Orford and Marshall.
Farah Little chip into space. Dugan to drop back for the 40-20. Bounce for Farah. Here's Marshall. Benji's away. It is the Farah-Marshall show, and that is an outstanding West Tigers try.
They're just left centre or right centre now, aren't they?
Now here is Marshall dumbing to the inside centre, dumbing to the outside. Now to Utah, McCrone to beat. He can't stop him. Can they score a try, the Tigers?
Scrum, and anyone who says they don't like scrums in rugby league, this is why we have them. Create space for players like this who can just make you look silly.
5 metres out, Farah to the short side once again. Marshall stepping for the line, there's a try. Benji's excited.
Can only hang a hand out. Not quick enough on the inside, Dave Tyrrell. Benji close.
Puts it high to the ring of Utah. Ashford watch Simmons turn it inside. Here's Marshall. He's away. Has he got the pace? Cooter's there, misses him. He certainly does. When the hour came, the man delivered Benji Marshall. He goes 80 metres and scores, as only Benji Marshall can.
Benji just keeps that right foot in the field of play. There's a big step on Coot. And then it was daylight. Purtell and Walsh coming through, thinking Walsh had his man, thinking Coot had his man, but he didn't.
It only went 20 metres. Here is Marshall hopping, showing, going himself, fooling the men on the inside for Newcastle. But now he's hemmed in. He goes again. He comes to Junior Sow. He just about does it all on his own. A remarkable piece of play, and he earns a penalty, and he gets up throwing punches at Isaac de Gois.
Try is averted by the Warriors' defence. On the last tackle now, Marshall keeps it alive. Ellis has got the ball. He's 15 out. Nice step, Gareth Ellis. What a flick pass! Gareth Ellis has put it into the chest of Marshall. And now Farah, hard ball there for Marshall. Still gathers it in. Goes across field. Throws a long ball. It's gone back 30 metres. Ashford is back for it for the Tigers. And Ashford has gone straight past them. He's inside the 30. Support inside. He threw it forward. I thought the Tigers have scored with Marshall.
Kidham. Marshall prepared to go back to go forward. Oh, what a ball. He's thrown it 40 metres to Ryan, who scored in the corner. Well, get out the tape measure.
That they play with the Tigers because they know that this is a possibility, and it's a difficult pass to throw, not just the length of it, but to make it go backwards. And Ryan stood and waited. The compressed defence, no chance of covering that. It's a brilliant pass, and it's an outstanding try. That's a long ball.
He's thrown that from the middle of the field. I had no idea it was that long. That is phenomenal. That's he's capable of. Now the last set we've seen, he got the ball, he threw it and went behind everyone, and then the next ball he throws it 40 metres and hits Bo Ryan on the fly.
So, playing short side, Benji Marshall has gone through easily.
Passing the football, and it opens Morgan up to be exposed back on the inside with Mark.
Blood on the jersey. Oh, beautiful from Marshall back on the inside to Molson. Options inside, options outside. Doesn't need either, and that is a beauty from the Tigers.
By passing it back to Marshall, you can see Ray Thompson.
As we take a look, Farah one side, through the ruck to Marshall, and an absolute beauty.
Lyon, and I see Bo Ryan appealing for 6 more, but there's no way Jamie Lyon played at the ball. Marshall played at the ball. Marshall ran into space, got the ball to Lawrence. Lawrence is away. 3 tries now to West Tigers since the 56th minute.
Yep, that's 3 in about 6 minutes. Unbelievable. Straight through on a couple of occasions. The Tigers, the Manly defence, the much vaunted Manly defence, they're starting to crack wide open. Benji Marshall. And wait till you have a look at the replay of the last pass, the no look. Throws a little dummy on the outside, slides through, beats 4, looks inside, passes outside, and Chris Lawrence, he might have bombed one not long ago. Well, he gets another one.
Well, you probably shouldn't try this in the park tomorrow unless you've had years of touch football experience, playing Oz tag, playing touch. He breaks into the backfield, sums it up, looks infield. Oh, how does he do that? That's brilliant.
Condition will be if Marshall runs at him in a moment, and he's going to have a chance too. Benji's got the ball, got it away to Lawrence. Soward's turned around. Ryan's with it. Soward gamely makes a tackle or throw to. Then back to Marshall. Marshall will score from there. The Tigers have done it again. Just like last week. Just like so many times previous. One try leads to another. They play a brand of football that is uncommon to many in this competition.
On halfway, Farah goes over to Marshall and got a ricochet off the back of a Parramatta player. Then it was knocked on by Parramatta. This is play on. This is play on. Marshall steps, right foot, left foot, now to the 10. Marshall's gone all the way. Marshall scores on the back.
That ball came out
of a mistake from Parramatta trying to cover up one of his kicks.
There it is, out the back. He's hatched an egg. Benji's grabbed it, and off he goes for the prize. Dummy shimmy, step, dummy shimmy, step, and away he goes. Look at this. Hut, hut. We're playing that American game. Dummy, step, shimmy, off he goes.
Yeah, great step to beat Luke Burt, and then
8:30. Sarah to Marshall, lofted ball, Ryan for the corner, Ryan scored.
What about that?
West Tigers score right on the bell.
Watch this. Meow, straight across the top, and Bo Ryan, even though he takes it standing still, has the acceleration to get into the in goal, and there's your grandstand finish.
To get the football, rush it back. There's Benji Marshall down a short side.
He gets away from Torpy, gives it back on the inside for Matt Utai, and the magic of Marshall coming to the fore in the opening minutes of this one here tonight. Impossible to stop at times from close range. Now Farah, Moulton, Marshall, he goes wide, over the top to Ryan, reaching out, has he done it again? Keith Galloway going back to the bench, back to Woods, through the line, he gives it off to Marshall, he set up 2 tries, can he score one himself? You bet he can! Still getting up and throwing a wild swing punch. Now Marshall, he's away once again. He comes towards Rankin. There's nobody there with him. Now Marshall comes back out towards him straight away, and he just dummies his way through the line. He goes towards Rankin. This time he backs himself.
They close the gap.
there's a hope that way again if they gave it. Farah comes to Marshall.
Marshall's over. Marshall scored. Well, the genius is carving them apart.
20 minutes here in the Warriors lineup. If they'd have gone left, they'd scored. If they come right, it's just Benji Marshall stepping back on the inside of Akuma Tai. Another mismatch. Way too simple.
Park. Farah for Marshall. Marshall! He's almost out there. Swing got the ball back. Breaks into the backfield. Inside 20, inside 10, he'll score. Marshall has scored. That is, well, miraculous is the right word, I think.
What happened?
Just make sure it was a kick and not a knock on, mate.
Marshall has scored.
Well, we're going upstairs first because we don't know what happened. He went to kick the football. What he just
Does anybody know what happened?
Well, he might, the man in centre screen there, but he goes to kick it.
He's gone for a drop kick.
Misses it.
He's missed it.
It bounces off the leg of Bo Scott. He regathers it. Now, is he knocked on? Has he touched it at all, or is this just a knock on?
He's knocked it on.
He's
There's a little nudge there. I think he's knocked it on.
I don't think he was going for a field goal this early in the game.
I don't think you could call it a drop kick. There is a little nudge. What's this? There is a little nudge. Does that count as a kick? If it does, Benji the magician has pulled another one out of the hat.
Well, just let me try and quote you the rule here. If you drop the ball and regather or kick it before it hits the ground,
that's a kick.
It's not a knock on. Well, I put it to you, this ball has hit the ground, but
it does if you drop kick it.
I'm simply quoting you the rule book, Gus. Let's not get into an argument about this. The rule book says if you regather before it hits the ground.
He's kicked it.
Well, they're looking at a second knock on possibly as to when it rebounds.
Try for Marshall!
I've never, ever seen anything.
I'll tell you something else, you never will.
Never.